Welcome, dear viewers, to Quiz Bible. I'm delighted to have you join us for this exciting journey through the pages of the Bible. Our quizzes will challenge your knowledge and deepen your understanding of the Holy Scriptures. Please take a moment to click that subscribe button below. Show your appreciation by giving that like button a little click, and type Amen to show your faith. Remember to keep track of your score, and don't forget to share your results in the comments at the end of the video. So, let's dive into the world of Quiz Bible and see how well you know the Word of God. Question 1. Which judge of Israel was known for his left-handed skill in battle? A. Ehud. B. Gideon. C. Samson. D. Jephthah. The right answer is letter A. Again, the Israelites cried out to the Lord, and he gave them a deliverer, Ehud, a left-handed man, the son of Gera the Benjamite. Question 2. Who was the prophet who spoke through a donkey to rebuke Balaam? A. Elijah. B. Elisha. C. Balaam. D. Zechariah. The right answer is letter C. Then the Lord opened the donkey's mouth, and it said to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Balaam answered the donkey, "You have made a fool of me. If only I had a sword in my hand, I would kill you right now." Question 3. Which Old Testament character was a cupbearer to the Persian king Artaxerxes? A. Nehemiah. B. Ezra. C. Zerubbabel. D. Mordecai. The right answer is letter A. Lord, let your ear be attentive to the prayer of this your servant and to the prayer of your servants who delight in revering your name. Give your servant success today by granting him favor in the presence of this man. I was cupbearer to the king. Question 4. Which king of Judah was 8 years old when he began to reign? A. Hezekiah. B. Josiah. C. Joash. D. Manasseh. The right answer is letter B. Joash was 7 years old when he began to reign. Question 5. Who was the Israelite woman who became the wife of the prophet Hosea? A. Michal. B. Leah. C. Rachel. D. Gomer. The right answer is letter D. So he married Gomer, daughter of Diblaim, and she conceived and bore him a son. Question 6. Which Old Testament character was less often mentioned in popular stories? A. Samuel. B. Obadiah. C. Nehemiah. D. Moses. The right answer is letter B. Obadiah is less often mentioned in popular stories compared to other figures like Moses and Nehemiah. Obadiah is a minor prophet in the Old Testament, and his book contains a vision concerning the judgment of Edom. Question 7. Who was the Israelite woman who played a crucial role in saving her people from destruction in the book of Esther? A. Esther. B. Vashti. C. Zeresh. D. Abigail. The right answer is letter A. Go, gather together all the Jews who are in Susa, and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law. And if I perish, I perish. Question 8. Who was the king of Israel known for his relationship with the Queen of Sheba? A. Solomon. B. David. C. Rehoboam. D. Asa. The right answer is letter A. When the Queen of Sheba heard about the fame of Solomon and his relationship to the Lord, she came to test Solomon with hard questions. Question 9. Which Old Testament character was a skilled musician and played the harp for King Saul? A. Jeduthun. B. Asaph. C. Haman. D. David. The right answer is letter D. Whenever the Spirit from God came on Saul, David would take up his lyre and play. Then relief would come to Saul. He would feel better, and the evil spirit would leave him. Question 10. Who was the wise woman from Tekoa who played a role in reconciling David with his son Absalom? A. Abigail. B. Huldah. C. Maacah. D. Nameless. The right answer is letter D. So Joab sent someone to Tekoa and had a wise woman brought from there. He said to her, "Pretend you are in mourning." Question 11. Which prophet witnessed a vision of a flying scroll and an ephod during the rebuilding of the temple? A. Haggai. B. Zechariah. C. Malachi. D. Obadiah. The right answer is letter B. I looked again, and there before me was a flying scroll. He asked me, "What do you see?" I answered, "I see a flying scroll, 30 feet long and 15 feet wide." Question 12. Who was the son of David who rebelled against his father and sought to become king? A. Solomon. B. Absalom. C. Adonijah. D. Amnon. The right answer is letter B. Now Adonijah, whose mother was Haggith, put himself forward and said, "I will be king." Question 13. Which Old Testament character was known for his swift running and delivering important messages? A. Ahimaaz. B. Cushi. C. Zadok. D. Abishai. The right answer is letter A. Ahimaaz, son of Zadok, said, "Let me run and take the news to the king that the Lord has vindicated him by delivering him from the hand of his enemies." Question 14. Who was the prophet who ministered during the reign of King Jeroboam II in the northern kingdom of Israel? A. Hosea. B. Joel. C. Amos. D. Jonah. The right answer is letter C. The words of Amos, who was among the shepherds of Tekoa, which he saw concerning Israel in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel, 2 years before the earthquake. Question 15. Which judge of Israel was known for his exceptional strength and long hair? A. Samson. B. Gideon. C. Jephthah. D. Ehud. The right answer is letter A. You will become pregnant and have a son whose head is never to be touched by a razor because the boy is to be a Nazirite, dedicated to God from the womb. He will take the lead in delivering Israel from the hands of the Philistines. Question 16. Who was the priest who served at the tabernacle and anointed the young Samuel as a prophet? A. Phinehas. B. Eli. C. Hophni. D. Ichabod. The right answer is letter B. And all Israel from Dan to Beersheba recognized that Samuel was attested as a prophet of the Lord. Question 17. Which Old Testament character experienced a miraculous healing of his leprosy after washing 7 times in the Jordan River? A. Elisha. B. Naaman. C. Gehazi. D. Elijah. The right answer is letter B. So he went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times, as the man of God had told him, and his flesh was restored and became clean like that of a young boy. Question 18. Who was the man who led the Israelites across the Jordan River into the Promised Land after the death of Moses? A. Joshua. B. Caleb. C. Eleazar. D. Aaron. The right answer is letter A. The priests who carried the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord stopped in the middle of the Jordan and stood on dry ground, while all Israel passed by until the whole nation had completed the crossing on dry ground. Question 19. Which prophet's ministry included symbolic acts, such as lying on his left side for a certain number of days? A. Jeremiah. B. Daniel. C. Ezekiel. D. Zechariah. The right answer is letter C. Then lie on your left side and put the sin of the people of Israel upon yourself. You are to bear their sin for the number of days you lie on your side. Question 20. Who was the Moabite woman who became the great-grandmother of King David? A. Naomi. B. Ruth. C. Orpah. D. Tamar. The right answer is letter B. And the women of the neighborhood gave him a name, saying, "A son has been born to Naomi." They named him Obed. He was the father of Jesse, the father of David. Question 21. Which Old Testament character was a servant to the high priest and had his ear cut off by Peter in the Garden of Gethsemane? A. Caiaphas. B. Malchus. C. Annas. D. Bartimaeus. The right answer is letter B. Then Simon Peter, who had a sword, drew it and struck the high priest's servant, cutting off his right ear. The servant's name was Malchus. Question 22. Who was the prophetess who praised God after the Israelites' victory over the Canaanites, singing the Song of Deborah? A. Deborah. B. Jael. C. Rahab. D. Huldah. The right answer is letter A. On that day, Deborah and Barak, son of Abinoam, sang this song. Question 23. Which king of Judah was known for his great reforms and the discovery of the book of the law in the temple? A. Hezekiah. B. Josiah. C. Ahaz. D. Jehoshaphat. The right answer is letter B. He did what was right in the eyes of the Lord and followed completely the ways of his father David, not turning aside to the right or to the left. Question 24. Which woman from Abel negotiated with Joab to save her city from destruction? A. Abigail. B. Huldah. C. Maacah. D. The wise woman of Abel. The right answer is letter D. Then the woman went to all the people with her wise advice, and they cut off the head of Sheba, son of Bichri, and threw it to Joab. So he sounded the trumpet, and his men dispersed from the city, each returning to his home. And Joab went back to the king in Jerusalem. Question 25. Who wrote most of the Psalms in the Bible? A. Solomon. B. David. C. Asaph. D. Ethan. The right answer is letter B. Why do the nations conspire and the peoples plot in vain? Question 26. Who interpreted dreams for Pharaoh in Egypt and later became a ruler? A. Joseph. B. Benjamin. C. Reuben. D. Levi. The right answer is letter A. So Pharaoh sent for Joseph, and he was quickly brought from the dungeon. When he had shaved and changed his clothes, he came before Pharaoh. Question 27. Who was the prostitute who helped the Israelite spies in Jericho? A. Jael. B. Deborah. C. Rahab. D. Ruth. The right answer is letter C. But Joshua spared Rahab the prostitute with her family and all who belonged to her, because she hid the men Joshua had sent as spies to Jericho. Question 28. Who healed Naaman, the Syrian general, of leprosy? A. Elisha. B. Elijah. C. Samuel. D. Isaiah. The right answer is letter A. So he went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times, as the man of God had told him, and his flesh was restored and became clean like that of a young boy. Question 29. Who was the queen that visited Solomon to test his wisdom? A. Jezebel. B. Athaliah. C. Sheba. D. Vashti. The right answer is letter C. When the Queen of Sheba heard about the fame of Solomon and his relationship to the Lord, she came to test Solomon with hard questions. Wow, what a wonderful journey through this quiz it's been. If you enjoyed this quiz, please let us know by hitting that like button. Your likes mean a lot to us. Simply click subscribe below. We can't wait to have you on board. But before you go, share your quiz performance with us. Leave a comment, tell us how many questions you got right. Thank you for being a part of the Quiz Bible family, and we look forward to seeing you in our upcoming quizzes.